Hello and welcome to today's videos. We're going to start our first stand previews, obviously next weekend or the beginning of not this 9 days or whatever is when first stand begins. So CTBC Flying Oysters, CFO, representatives of the LCP, which is a new formed region combining PCS, VCS, LGL, and OPL together. Last time this team did go to Worlds or an international event was Worlds 2023. They did not get out of play-ins. This team has experience in all 5 roles. I did include a substitute on here. Historically, when I've done these videos, I never include the substitute. However, this team in particular has been utilizing the top laners all season long. Pretty much, 16-12 out of 28 games. It's pretty damn close, right? So it could be either of them. It's probably going to be a combination of both during this tournament. So first we have Driver. He played the majority of the games, 22 years old. 5.7 KDA, a 51.5 KP, and a 7.5 CS per minute. All numbers that are pretty standard in this current meta. Actually, the KDA is very good, 5.7. Which is just the stock standard KDA we get from stat sites. 1.46 damage divided by gold, negative 0.4% share differential. This team gets a lot of its damage from the mid lane role. Top lane, not so much. 2.02 vision score per ward placed, up 440 gold at 15 minutes. We're going to find that this team across the board is a team that gets ahead early in the LCP against very good competition. And I expect, especially in the case of LTA and LEC, that they're going to have to play at a high level, or CFO could run away with some of the games that they will be playing. 3 solo kills, 8 champions played in 16 games, no international experience. Rest is also on the team. He's 26 years old, one of the better PCS top laners of all time. 3.7 KDA, 55.2 KP, and a 7.2 CS per minute. So a little more involved than Driver, so maybe the macro and experience coming through. Not as many resources, and a different type of champion pool with a 1.13 damage divided by gold and negative 3.1 share differential. So when he is in the lineup, the team does not focus on top side as a carry role quite as much. He's playing more tankier weak side champions and providing value in the mid to late game. 2.23 vision score per ward placed, down 60 gold at 15 minutes. Still put up 3 solo kills and had 6 champions played in 12 games. Internationally, he has 19 games played. 1.6 KDA, 53 KP, 8.1 CS per minute. He stands his ground internationally. Is he flashy? No, but he's very competitive. 1.34 damage divided by gold, so historically a little more carry oriented, but at this point in his career, that is not what they are looking at for CFO. 2.64 vision efficiency, down only 25 gold at 15 minutes, 3 solo kills in 19 games. In the jungle role, you have Junjia. Junjia is probably the best player on this team, one of the best minor region junglers in the world. Very competitive. I said last year, I've said at the last couple events with PSG that he was a difference maker, and whether it was good or bad, he was a difference maker. If he didn't show up, he certainly was missed. 6 KDA, 73 KP, 6.8 CS per minute. Ironically, not the most involved player on this team. This team drives a lot of its play through the bot lane duo. Junjia actually only just barely second most kill participation, which is a different vibe, and we'll talk about that before the tournament, when we compare all 5 teams and their makeups and how they approach the game. That we saw some teams like this at Worlds last year. There are teams just around the world that play more bot centric, and the jungler may not be making up for the difference in kill participation and things like that elsewhere. So 6.8 CS per minute, so higher resource. 1.32 damage divided by gold, negative 1.7 share differential, which is on the higher end of things. We saw some players upwards of nearly negative 5%, being more facilitator and tanky. 4.41 vision score per ward placed, best on the team. Only had 170 gold at 15 minutes, though. Expected that to be a little bit more. 2 solo kills, 10 champions played in 28 games. Internationally, he is 23 and 23. 2.3 KDA, 73 KP, 6.3 CS per minute. A lot of threes. Like I said, played with Talon, and well, not Talon, but PSG quite a bit. EDG prior to that probably should be in a major region, but if you look at the slots available, I've said this before about players that go to the PCS. Doggo finally did it. You have a better chance of going to the PCS on one of these top teams, and now LCP on one of these top teams, and have an opportunity to go to Worlds and have some success versus playing for a bottom feeder team in the LPL or LEC, LCS, LTA now, whatever. You're kind of writing your season off at that point. 1.03 damage divided by gold. So at these events, he has not been as heavy of a carry as he is domestically in the damage department. 4.29 vision efficiency, up 225 gold at 15 minutes. Did have one solo kill. Youngest player on the team and one of the youngest players in LOL Esports, Hong Q. So before the season started, I certainly doubted CFO. I'm shocked that Hong Q has played as well as he has. He's developed and continued to get better throughout the year. Thus far, very short amount of time, but Fearless has not been too daunting for him, and they got past some heavy hitters in the mid lane and Fofo, and even to a lesser degree, Res and Kadi. 4.5 KDA, 66.1 KP, 9 CS per minute. Leads this team in damage, 1.81 damage divided by gold, and a positive 6 share differential. He is the one that's doing the most with what he is given. 2.4 vision efficiency, up only 65 gold at 15 minutes though, which is fine. And as a young player, I have zero expectations for him at this event. Yes, I've seen him develop, and I didn't expect him to develop this quickly. And I'm still going to have no expectations going into an event where he is against Zeka, and he's going to be against Cream, and whoever joins from the LEC. LTA, APA, Honku could probably give APA a run. But elsewhere, I think that this is a matchup where, Honku just has to come away from this with an experience at minimum. 2.4 KD, 65 gold ahead. 8 solo kills and 13 champions played in 28 games. Widest champion usage on the team. No international experience, of course. Doggo in the AD carry role, returning to the LCP. 6.3 KDA and a 76.1 KP. So the team is fighting around bot side. Whether it's 2v2s helping that, he had a ton of solo kills. 8 solo kills in 28 games for an AD carry is very high. It wouldn't shock me if it was the highest one across all of Tier 1. Honestly, that's insanely high. And that's not even factoring the 2v2 kills and things that I've been tracking throughout the year. 9.2 CS per minute, 1.69 damage divided by gold, 4.4 share differential, 2.64 vision efficiency, up 425 gold at 15 minutes. 8 solo kills, 11 champions, 28 games. He's played 33 games internationally with PSG as well as Beyond Gaming. He's 16 and 17 and looked great in those moments. He earned an opportunity in the LPL. However, unfortunately for him, it was Ultra Prime, and Ultra Prime absolutely sucks. So he lost a couple years of his career. The better team should have wanted him. I can't believe a now LTA and previously LCS, CB, like nobody really goes after, the LPL, the PCS players all that much. They go after the Koreans. And personally, a player like Doggo would have been a great get for literally, I would say, 90% of those Western teams. And unfortunately, they didn't. And now, I guess it's not too late, but 71 KP, 10.1 CS per minute, very mechanically gifted in that area, but 1.2 damage divided by gold. So in these moments, he was not aggressive at these international events. Farming, not really creating damage. And you do have to wonder how that obviously hurt his team, but now at this point in his career, he should be better off in that area. 2.29 vision efficiency, up 735 gold on average at 15 minutes, and still had 8 solo kills in 33 games in the AD carry role. Like you don't see 8 solo kills for many players across an entire split in the AD carry role, which is roughly usually in the LCK LPL 30 to 45 games or so. 8 is quite a lot. The veteran of the team, Kai Wing at support, 28 years old. Great split. I joked before the season started that between this team and Vikings Esports, you had Sword Art and Kai Wing, and it was like who was less washed. Sword Art didn't even play, and Kai Wing has went to first stand. So 5 KDA, 72.3 KP, more traditional support, 0.66 damage divided by gold. As we see that the meta kind of fits traditional supports more, still 0.66 is probably on the lower half. 1.94 damage, 1.94 vision efficiency. Down 80 gold at 15 minutes. So if we do the math here real fast, 595, 1035, roughly 800 to 850 gold lead at 15 minutes or so, maybe higher than 850, but that's a pretty sizable gold lead for these players. 10 champions, 28 games, most international experience. He has 75 games under his belt. 2.1 KDA, 73 KP, 0.58 damage divided by gold, 1.6 vision efficiency. Keep in mind some of these stats aren't tracked every year. I will try and make a note of that, but 70 gold ahead. I mean, he's a support, but kind of goes to show, though, usually his lanes are pretty solid in international events. And a few solo kills, but it's a support, so it is what it is. Coach is Chowie. Chowie is 0-6 as a coach internationally. He is, I believe, 5 and could be like 5-9 or something. 5-7. 5-7 internationally. Otherwise, as a player, but back with CFO at this international event. So we'll see how this team does. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, like it, subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content. Follow me on Twitter, join the Discord, become a YouTube supporter, and hope to see you again tomorrow.